Good evening. How are we doing? I hope that we're all well. Welcome to episode 15. Episode 15 of the Always Better Than Yesterday interview sessions. I'm just going to send a few invites just to see if we can get a few people in the conversation with us. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for catching up on replay. For those of you that joined, thank you for catching up on the podcast. If you've got it by now, if you've watched one of these before, you know that you can skip the first couple of minutes because they are full of me inviting people and sharing this with other people. So just bear with me and I will pay some attention in just a second. How has your weekend been? If you're here, if this is the first ever Always Better Than Yesterday interview session, I would love it if you dropped me a red heart in the comments. And if you are a returning, loyal, Always Better Than Yesterday interview session watcher or listener, drop me some blue heart emojis. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're watching. Drop me a comment. Say hello. And as I say always on these lives, if something really strikes a chord with you, if something that we talk about really resonates with you, then I'd love it. I'd love it, love it, love it if you shared it or turned it into a meme, whatever you want to do with it. Right, just going to end up a couple more, get as big a crowd as we possibly can, show my next guest some support. So we've got 10 on already, bang, here we go. So, episode 15 of the Always Better Than Yesterday interview session. So these lives are all about helping you understand the habits and the mindset of successful and inspiring people. I really believe that it is the habits and the mindset that people have that really set people apart and lead people on to good things and achieving great success. The last 14 interview sessions have been a range of different people. I've had coaches, I've had TEDx speakers, I've had a gold medal Paralympian, I've had authors, some wonderful, wonderful people, and I'm excited tonight because this is the first musician. Tonight is the first musician that I will have interviewed, and I'm really looking forward to coming at it from a slightly different angle because I truly believe that mindset applies to everyone. It applies to every different situation, every different career or industry, because I think the way that we think and believe will inform the way that we act. And the way that we act will inform the results that we get. So that's why I'm really passionate about mindset. I'm a curious little monkey, and I like to ask good questions of people to really understand, what makes people tick and what kind of helps separate the great from the good, I guess. So tonight it is my absolute pleasure to be speaking with my best friend in the entire world, Chris Phillips. And I won't say too much about him. I'll let him introduce himself. This will be his probably first Facebook Live ever, so make sure you show him some love, drop the love hearts as much as you possibly can, make him feel at ease, as I will do, and I am going to bring him on with me now. Drop your questions in the comments, and we'll have a great old chat. Well, I've got something next to me. I've got a big black screen. This isn't a good start. Hello, Phillips. What's going on with your screen? What's going on with your screen, pal? Oh, he's gone. It's not like the last 14 sessions have gone without any technical glitches, so it's fine. I'm used to this. Let's try again. Phillips, what's going on with your front camera, my friend? Shall we see if we can make that work again? Drop me a comment, Chris, if you're having trouble. Otherwise, I shall try again. Let's try again. Let's try again, shall we? Hope that we're all well. Thank you so much for joining. Come on, Phillips. Come on, Phillips. Let's be having you. The suspense is killing me. Add in, come on, let's be having you. There's 17 people on. Come on, let's do it. So, think about your questions. Think about what you want to be asking Chris.
I can hear you now.
Yay!
It just crashed. It wasn't me, it was Facebook.
Apple is against you as always.
Oh, mate, always.
How are you?
I'm well. Good. I'm good.
Mate, do me the honour and the privilege of introducing yourself to the good, fine listeners and watchers.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm Ryan's best friend. I'm also the musician that he's talking about. I play for Scout Killers, do session work, teach, do all of those things. So yeah, and it's good to be here. What do you want to talk about? This is weird. This is weird because I speak to you.
But for the sake of 20 people watching, let's make sure we give them as much value as possible. So just give me an insight, right? Give me an insight. You are pretty good at the drums right now. Would you say that would you say that you were naturally talented, naturally gifted? Is it something you've always been great at?
No.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, all right. How about we start when I first got my drum kit and I invited you around. I didn't know what a cymbal was. I didn't know what a snare was. I didn't know what anything was. And I invited you around, and you can play a little bit of guitar. So, and you were just playing, and I was there, boop, bop, boop, bop, boop, bop, boop, bop, and that's all I could do. I didn't know how to do anything. I didn't know how to set the kit up or do. It was just so alien, but it was just some of that I always wanted to do from being 6 years old. I remember I was about 6, and I was sat in my old friend's bedroom listening to this tape. That's something that you listen to music on when you're an old person. And it's so we're listening to this tape, and it was Guns N' Roses. It was just like 2 songs. I think it was like Sweet Child of Mine and Paradise City or something like that. And we were just listening to it, and I just remember being like, oh man, like the drums are so good in this, and that it was immediately wanting to do that. But then I moved schools, and I was just a kid, so I just did whatever anybody. Cheers, Julian. Julian is a member of my band, by the way, so he's going to say lots of fun things. So I was playing. Yeah, so so basically I moved schools and just did what every kid did, and one kid would be like, oh, don't listen to that, or don't do that. So I just followed the trend. And it wasn't till years and years and years later, in fact, when I met you, who was loved so into music, that all of a sudden you were listening to music that I was listening to but didn't really have anybody to listen to with. And that was when I was like, right, I'm getting a drum kit. And then set up in my mum's living room a full kit, and she just went crazy. She was just like, oh, it's just another fad. You're going to get rid of that. That's never going to work. I was like, yeah. So I'll show you.
What made this different then? Are you the type of person that's been a finisher? When she says it, is it a fad? Like, what made her say that?
Because everything I always did was I've always been like I only thought this the other day when I think about all the different things that I've wanted to do, and you think you want to do it, down from like, oh yeah, I want to do karate when you're a kid, or this, or just other stuff, and you just never see it through. You're just like, oh, why aren't I the best at this? And I think that what people get in their heads is like, and I don't know if they get told this or it's a perception that like Facebook or Instagram or all the other stuff like puts into people's minds is that you're never just naturally good at something. I don't think you are. You have to work for it. Like Ronaldo at football, he didn't just be like, oh, I'm amazing at football, and could just be. He was playing every day, all day, every day, all day, all night, and he had the determination to get that good.
How does that apply to you at drumming?
Oh well, yeah, I had to play a lot. So yeah, just I was quite fortunate. I must say, like the best way of learning something is by doing, and like and I was very, very lucky that I kind of met other musicians, a lot of them through you, and so I just got chucked in at the deep end. It was like, then we need a drummer, and I was just like, I can't drum, but I'll be a drummer, and just do it, and then you have to learn, and then yeah, you've got to be able to do it, and that was, so I was quite fortunate that I got put in that position, and it was always just
so we've
having to play with better musicians, and even down to with the SK boys, like they were, in my mind, they were leaps above what I was, and then I have to catch up, and I'm that type of person that I will be like, I will catch up, otherwise you don't get the gig.
yeah, no, I like that. And so we've set the scene. We've gone from playing shambolically in your attic, which interestingly that video is still available on Facebook, and it is proof and testament that you are not joking when you didn't know what you were doing. Nor did I.
It was awful.
So now that we've established that you were not naturally gifted and talented, tell me a little bit about your drumming career. Tell me a little bit about, some of your achievements, some of the shows you've played, some of the records you've put out. Just give us a sense of the things that you've done in the last 8 to 10 years of really applying yourself to drumming.
All right. Well, I started playing for when it got more serious. It was when I was started to play with Scout Killers. So I was doing, and I still do that. We do that a lot, and we've put out a bunch of records. The main one that I'll put people through is Deception. We've just finished recording a brand new album, full length, which isn't out yet. We're gonna. I don't know when we're gonna put that out. Maybe February, hopefully. But then on top of that, as a result of playing for them, I've been asked to play for Saint Apache, who are friends of mine.
Yeah.
So I did a show with them while their drummer was away. I played and toured with Blitzrig, Danny, who's a friend of mine. We went into Europe and toured Europe. That was an amazing experience. I play for Black Forge as well. So I'm doing stuff with them. We're currently writing a new EP and record. In fact, I think we're writing a bunch of them. So what else? There's some videos floating around. And then there's potentially some opportunities with doing some session work for someone big. I won't name no names, but someone big who's got who sold a lot of records, a lot more than me. So I might be doing some session work for them. We'll see, but it's really nice that as I've progressed, I get asked to do these things, because it's really great for. It's really, really great for, like, playing different music in different styles. Really helps you build your repertoire, like your skills as a drummer. Yeah.
So there's a few things I want to dig into. There's a few more, kind of mindset things I want to tap into. And I think let's take you back to the early days. And let's talk a little bit about kind of failure, but more specifically empty gigs. How do you deal with empty gigs, and what goes through your mind when the gigs are empty, and what keeps you going?
Oh, yeah, yeah. So I think you just do it because you love it. I think a lot of people have this perception that like playing in a band all glitz and glamour, and you can and you go off and you play all these shows and it's really great fun, but actually it's really hard work. You drive 3 hours, 4 hours to a gig, and there might not be anybody there. So especially in the early days when you're first starting out, that is the case for every band. Yeah. And it's really tough but I think the mindset me and the guys have always had is that if there's 2 people in there or 1 person and they want to buy your record at the end of it, it's been a successful show, because that person will then play that record. Just like what happened to me with that Guns N' Roses record. My friend had that record. That was my record. Yeah. And as a result, I'm playing drums today. So it's that type of mentality that you've got to put on a good show. But it really is tough, because you spend months and months writing songs, and when no one knows who you are and no one comes to the show, and you get let down by promoters and other people all in the business who it's really hard.
What keeps you going?
That's a part and parcel of it. And what keeps you going is just the love of writing music, the love of playing with your friends. I'm very fortunate that my best friends are in my band, and so it's easy. It's not a chore, and there's a little bit of hope in there as well. That when you're first starting out, you're always hoping that someone's going to see you. That you hear all them stories. Like a lot of people think that people like the Muse and other bands like that are, when they drop their Hysteria record, they're like, "Oh, look at this new band! They're amazing." They're not a new band. They have records and records and records prior to that record. That was the one that broke them. And so you always have that hope as well, like you're gonna write that tune. But it's just love for playing. I just love playing drums, and I think if you love anything, you have your highs and your lows, but you just keep going.
Yeah, I love that, mate. So tell me a little bit about what it means to be in a band, and we've all worked in teams for our jobs and stuff like that, and you get good teams, you get bad teams, you get teammates you enjoy working with, you get teammates you don't. Tell me a little bit about what it's like to be in a band.
I hate them all, every last one of them. Yeah, I hate them. Yeah, especially Julian Moraes. No, do you know? No, we're all like brothers. We've been through so much, and we've wrote songs together. And some of them songs are really personal to certain people. And then we've played shows to empty venues, and we've played shows in front of full venues, and it's we're like brothers. We fight, and then we kiss and make up, and then write another song. But it's just one of those things. Yeah, they're that's one of the best things about being in a band. If you're in a fortunate position like I am, where you're in a band with really close friends, you're a very lucky person. Because I know some bands don't, and they're always swapping band members and changing, and they never really get that stability to get off the ground, and they're probably all really talented musicians. So
yeah. So tell me about that. Tell me about that songwriting process, because with coaches and with people that are social media based, there's always this talk around content and writer's block and stuff like that. What inspires you and the guys during that writing process? What keeps you creative?
Well, I'd like to say I write all the songs, Ryan, from lyrics to guitar parts to bit. No, I don't. Basically, when you're in a band, there's a cycle. So we we go through a phase where we do loads of writing, and it's actually really difficult because when you're going through that whole phase of writing, you start. It's like anything. If you don't do it regular, it's really, you start off pretty slow. So it's really challenging, and we all bicker about things and are really indecisive about what we're doing and how we're doing it and all that type of stuff. But then I don't know what the moment is. I think there's just a moment where something clicks, whether it's within a song or you finally get to that point where you're writing a certain part, and you could see it around the room when you're all playing it, that it's like, that's right. And then you just get on a roll and things start moving forward. And then after 6 months, you might have an album's worth of music. But then what ends up happening is you have to record. Sorry, mate.
I was just going to say, when we spoke during the week, you talked about actually some of your best songs have been the quickest and easiest to write. You know, what is it about that space that?
No, do you know what? Weirdly, it's the opposite. I think it is some bands, they're always and big high musicians they're always like, oh, the quickest songs are your bangers. They're the big ones. I don't think that's with our band. It's like the ones I rate have taken months to write.
Yeah.
And I think it's because we spend so much time on them. Eventually, they become that song where you're like, that's a big tune. So we're the opposite. But
are you critical? Are you always looking to criticize or improve? Tell me a little bit about that. What sort of things are you thinking when you're going through that process?
What, as in writing my own personal parts?
Yeah, just that monthly, that monthly process of making a song better.
Basically, what we end up writing a song. So we write the song. We then will record it and start changing it and moving things around, and then we think we've got the song how we want it, and then we'll go and play it live, and then we're a bit like, ugh, that's not right. And then we're really critical, and we keep going backwards and forwards. And sometimes we do full circle. We'll change a verse, we'll move a chorus, we'll swap things around. We'll put another guitar part and we'll change a drum bit, and then actually you go back to how it originally was, and you're like, actually that was right all along. So we're really critical, especially with the new album. There's some songs on there that took a long time to write, just because we weren't quite happy with how they were. Yeah.
When we caught up during the week, I asked you around, what type of values you kind of had in the band, and you said to me 3 things. Do you remember what they were?
No.
You told me, be decent, have fun.
Oh, right, yeah.
Be at your best.
Yeah. Say them again.
Be decent, be a decent person.
Yeah.
Have fun and be at your best. Tell me a little bit about
this. Like, I am far from the best drummer, but you get gigs by being a decent person. Like I've made some great friends through music. Like St. Apache guys. If I want a very nice person and was rude and thinking I'm all that and all that type of stuff, them guys we would have never done all the tours we've done together. I would have never played a show for them. I would have you've got to be a decent person. It's so necessary not to be. And there's a lot of competition out there. There's fantastic drummers and fantastic bands and all that, and everybody's trying to compete with each other. But I think the key is just being a decent person, and that's how I always try to be as a musician. And then and then what was the other ones? Be at your best.
Have fun and be at your best. So we talked about having fun, but tell me a little bit about how you prepare for gigs and how you're at your best.
How I prefer preparing for gigs is actually really tricky for me, because so paint a picture. You might the day before the gig, you might have a 3-hour drive. You're lugging all your equipment. You've got to do sound check. There's a lot of waiting around because other bands are doing sound checks, and it actually becomes, it's quite time consuming. So my days building up to that are all about just being really relaxed. Just like I can't take anything heavy on. So loads of questions and just loads of like having just, I just like peace of mind and just to relax. And I can't be going out and doing things and doing loads of jobs and that I just sit, watch films, chill out. And then it's gig time, get there with plenty of time, just make sure everything's easy, really. And then before the gig, I always just feel like I don't get nervous at all, but I get anxious because I just want to get on. I just want to play the show. I get really like, I just get really tetchy and like uptight. And when people come up to me and be like, "Oh, you okay? You ready?" And I'm like, "Just leave me alone."
Was there a time when
I'm not in a horrible way. I'm just, I don't have the mind. I don't have like the headspace for questions and to really speak about anything, really.
So what is going through your mind? Is there stuff going on there, or are you just?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about how I'm going to play, what I'm going to do. I think of certain parts. I'm really critical of myself. So if I have a bad show, and we all do, there's always the bit that really irritates me from the previous show, which will haunt me till the next show, and that it's just the way it is. So I'm
what does that,
so
what does that give you? What does it enable you to do then? Does that drive you to be better?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm like, I'll never make that same mistake again. I'll never do that again, or I'll never make that mistake, or I'll never do that. What I end up doing is another mistake somewhere else, and then I have to do the same thing again. But I get really frustrated when I make little things, like little errors like that. So I always remember them for the next show. So I'm thinking about that. And then there's also the other things within the venue, like so you're thinking about like how many people are coming in. So it might be really busy. So I'm thinking, I'm getting excited, and then, or it might not be really busy, and you're getting a bit frustrated and wondering what's happening. Or the sound you're listening to the bands prior, and you're thinking, the sound guy needs to like change it, or it might be the opposite, and might be like, wow, it's sounding amazing, and then again you're like, I can't wait to play. So there's lots of different things while you're at the gig.
So, put me inside your mind then. You talk about not getting nervous, but you're just about to go behind that drum set, big packed out crowd. Kind of like, describe to me what you're thinking and feeling in that moment when you just sit down behind your kit and you look out and it's packed.
I always feel really happy. Like, I'm thinking this is it. Yeah, like it's what I do. It's like, and I think what's more important is like when I get off is what it does to what that does to me. Because when I get off the stage, I'm in pieces. Like, for anybody who's seen me, I'm pretty active, and I'll be sweating from head to toe, and I'll be in pieces, and I'm catching my breath, and I get off stage, but it's like, even though I'm exhausted, it's like the best thing in the world. It's like I have that ultimate adrenaline rush, which makes me feel amazing. It's like reborn. And I think a lot of our other, I know for Julian, he certainly has a similar thing where you have that, and then you drop and you plateau, and then you're just like, oh my god. It's
amazing. There's a couple of questions coming. Yeah, go on.
Go on, yeah, go on. No, go on. No, I was just going to say, I think that's one of the main things why you end up playing live shows is what you get hooked on is that the buzz from playing. And it's a really nice feeling when you're playing your songs and you can hear them singing the songs back.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, that's a pretty special moment.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What do you kind of get from seeing other people enjoy your songs then? What's the kind of motivation there? What do you want for other people that come to a Scout Killers gig? What do you want them to think and feel?
I don't want them to think or feel anything. Like, well, I want them to feel or think what they want to feel and think. If it makes them happy in any way, I'm happy. I'm not really. So as long as they're just happy and they enjoy it, that's great. If they don't, I really care.
Yeah.
You can't please everyone. I think it's just I think as long as they walk away happy, that's what music's all about, you know.
Yeah, love that, mate.
Yeah.
One question we've got from Lisa said, have you ever been close to quitting?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. What stops you?
No, more not quitting. More as in quitting what? Like my band or music or drumming?
Just let's take all of the above. All of them. What keeps you going? Yeah.
Drumming, no, never. Like I've always thought I'd do it in some context. Band-wise, no, not really. Well, not really. I've never thought about quitting. I've had times where we've all had times where we're really, really frustrated and you feel as though you're banging your head against a brick wall and you're just like, this is a nightmare. And you have problems, but if you quit, then after 1 year and 2 years and 3 years and 4 years, if you quit, it feels as though you've wasted a lot of that time.
Yeah.
And as you get further along the line, you get wiser to things and you get better and you're putting out better material. That keeps you wanting to go forward, even if you're not getting the credit where credit's due, and that happens in the music industry. And but what is it's just, and this goes back to where I said I'm very lucky. I play with my friends, my very best friends. So like, it's really easy never to quit because I don't want to stop playing music, and I love playing music with them guys. They're all great musicians, and yeah. So there's no point. And even if my band's quit and we'd give up, we'd probably still do something somewhere in a different context, or maybe we'd just do it less. I don't know, but not really.
Good.
Is it when you love doing something? Go on. After you, sir.
When you love doing something, you were going to say?
Yeah, when you love doing something, you don't ever want to stop. What's the point of stopping?
Absolutely.
What's the point of stopping?
So another question here from Emily says, what is your ultimate goal and what keeps you pushing towards it?
My ultimate goal right now is to release a new Scout Killers record. No, my ultimate goal for drumming is definitely I want to eventually in the next year, I'm just actually starting my own business. So my main goal right now is get my teaching up and running. I'm actually doing a little bit right now, which is getting more and more, which is great. Shout out to Martin Stewart, who, if he's watching, I don't know, but he's a top guy. He's really helped me out. So he's at the moment, I'm about to join the associate scheme, do some work for St. Lawrence School over in Bradford Navan, and I'm also going to I'm doing private lessons as well. So that's my main goal right now.
Yeah.
And getting Scout Killers new record out.
Yeah.
But I think in the next I don't know. There's no time limit on it for me, but it would be really nice to be a lot more recognised in the sense. I think in the next 6 months, I'm only going to drum for a living. That's without a shadow of a doubt. That's what I am doing. And then I won't do anything else. But I want to just progress that in all aspects. So from the touring to the teaching to whatever else comes my way, whether it's bigger bands, smaller bands. But that will happen in the next 6 months. It's already happening.
Love it, mate. I love the conviction.
That's my ultimate goal. Yeah,
love it. One thing I ask everybody that comes on is my coaching practice is called Always Better Than Yesterday. What does Always Better Than Yesterday mean to you?
What is it? What does that mean to me? Pick up my drumsticks and drum more.
Yeah.
That's what it means. And then I will be better.
Yeah. Just do it. You're an action taker, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You've got to keep practicing. No one is born with the skills. You've got to practice. I think, and if, like, going off that, like, if you're, I think, like, no one's born with it, with these magical special powers where you're amazing at everything. So you've got to work hard and you've got to practice. And there's always going to be people that are better than you. And so the main thing you've got to remember is that just do your own thing. Just do your own thing and be a decent person, and you'll do okay, because that's a part of it, is being decent, and keep practicing, keep going, and just do your own thing, and ignore your super drummers and you're all them. They're what you can excel to, but you don't have to be them that good to be a success or to get a good gig.
Another question that's come through saying, is fame something that drives you?
Not really. I think it would be nice, but I'm not really I'm a drummer, I'm not a singer. So I'm just at the back. I'm just at the back. No one sees me. No, I don't think so. It'd be nice to keep getting more and more established, and playing bigger bands.
Yeah.
But I do it for the gig, because I'm never going to be that person where everybody's, if I was super famous, I'm not going to be like a lead singer or a guitarist, Slash or an Axl Rose or Justin Bieber or whoever. I'm the drummer at the back that no one really knows.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it for the music and for the energy, and just for my own reputation. I would like to be known as a more accomplished and better drummer. I think that is my main goal, my ultimate goal. Chris Phillips is a great teacher. Chris Phillips is a great drummer. Chris Phillips can do all these different things.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that, mate.
Yeah,
really
definitely.
love that. And mate, this has been awesome. Really enjoyed this chat. And this is what I mean to when I said at the start that mindset is universal. It is exactly relevant depending on whatever background you've got, whatever industry you're in, whatever career, whatever activity you're doing, because the way that you think will inform the way that you act, which will inform the way that you get results. So guys, if you're watching, tap one of our faces, and just, if it's adding you value and you've enjoyed this talk, there's a lot of you that have stayed on the whole time, and I really appreciate you. Tap one of our faces and push the share button. Be most grateful. This guy's great story and this guy's great insight is worth sharing. I am absolutely sure of that. He's added a lot of value by just being himself, and just explaining from his own point of view some of the things that have helped him in the last 10 years, from drumming in the attic to drumming on stages, releasing records and albums, and now going on to inspire the next generation of drummers. So mate, it's been an absolute privilege. Where can people find more of your content? Where can people come and find more of you?
You can. Ryan, have you written down all my links? Because you should have, because you know me very well.
What you mean is you're going to share them after the talk?
Just go to scoutkillers.com. Go to I have my own web page, but I will put them in here, where you can find me if you want to hit me up for lessons or any of that type of stuff. I will put it all in here because I'm really bad and I just won't. I won't remember them. I'm good at paradiddling, but I'm not good at remembering web pages.
This is exactly right. You do not want to see Phillips's iTunes catalogue because it gives my OCD all sorts of pain. He's not great at organizing an iTunes catalogue, but he's great at playing the drums. So Julian, your bandmate, is saying you can be found on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify. So just search Scout Killer. At least one of the band members knows what he's talking about. And www.scoutkillers.com. Julian, where would we be if it was? Mate, is there a final thought that you'd like to leave the guys with?
No, I don't know. Just stay positive and just do what you've got. You just keep working hard at what you love. And if you're doing stuff that you don't love, don't do it. Because it's not worth it. That is what I'd like to say. Yeah.
Love it, mate.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah. Have you had fun?
I've definitely had fun. Yeah, I love it.
Amazing.
Thank you for everybody tuning in and all the comments. They're all beautiful.
Amazing. Will you jump back in and reply to some comments at the end?
Yeah. I'll drop some bits in. I just click in the comments.
You'll work it out, my friend. So, guys, thank you for catching up on replay. Those of you who caught up, thank you guys that have watched all the way through to the end. If you can share it, that will be the most appreciated. Or head to my YouTube or head to the podcast and just consume the content. Actually, I'm not really worried about the shares. All I'm worried about is you guys get some value from the talk that we've had tonight. I've really enjoyed myself. And I could have this chat all night long with my mate. I just thought I'd share it all with you and hope that you get some value from it anyway. So if there's something that's really resonated with you, do jump in, let Chris know, let him know what he said that's inspired you. I think I see it. So I think you're already being invited onto a radio talk show by my friend Christine in Colorado. So be sure to take her up on that.
I like business class. Okay.
Amazing. Yeah.
I'm joking.
But definitely, the more people you can connect with and share your story and share your passion and your love, your music, the more people you will naturally inspire and they'll enjoy it. So, guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. Phillips, I love you, bro. Much love.
Love you. Bye.
Take care, guys.